Alrighty, folks, we are now 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on my premium page. And if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video here today that I actually like the best, you may want to think about signing up for my daily best play package. It costs just 6 cents a day for 30 days worth of access. You'll get one premium selection of mine daily during that time frame. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. The weekend's right around the corner. We are halfway there. Of course, if you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. Once again, folks, we are 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on my premium page. Of course, if you want to access all of my premium selections, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive Gold Club package. Gold Club members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And with that, folks, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Pistons at the Sixers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia's minus 3.5, totals 216. We did see a 1-point fade of the Sixers. They opened 4.5. Philadelphia's 1-2 straight up, 1-2 against the point spread. Detroit 0-4 straight up, 2-2 against the number. Now, Detroit's lost their last 8 straight against the Sixers. They're in the bottom 5 in the league this year in scoring. As a matter of fact, the Pistons are averaging just 106 points a game on offense. Meanwhile, on the defensive end, they're allowing 15 made three-pointers a game. They're facing a Sixers club who's got no problems getting to the stripe. These guys make more free throws a game than any other team except for Atlanta. Tyrese Maxey's averaging 31 points a game. Kelly Oubre's second on the roster in scoring. Of course, injury-wise, Embiid and George are still out for the Sixers. Clintman and Thompson inactive for Detroit. Now, total-wise, 4 out of Detroit's last 6 meetings with Philadelphia did get over the total. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Of course, the Sixers saw all 3 of their games this season get over the number themselves. Give me Philadelphia minus 3.5, over 216. Next game, Lakers, Cavaliers, 7 o'clock Eastern start. Cleveland's minus 5, totals 224. Half a point move toward the Cavaliers, open 4.5. Cleveland's 4-0 straight up, perfect against the point spread. Lakers 3-1 straight up, perfect against the number themselves. And I'll tell you what, both teams with their fair share of offensive prowess. The Lakers are 6th in the league in points per game. Meanwhile, Cleveland makes 53% of their field goals. That's a league best. Now, injury-wise, Russell and Reeves are questionable. Koloko, Vanderbilt, and Wood are still out. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, Porter and Strus are inactive. When it comes to the total in this one, Cleveland saw overs against the likes of Washington and Toronto. Meanwhile, two out of the Lakers' last 3 games got over the total themselves. Give me the over, 224. Next matchup, Raptors, Hornets, 7 o'clock East. Charlotte's minus 7, totals 222.5. Half a point move toward the Hornets in this one, open 6.5. Charlotte's 1-2 straight up, 2-1 against the point spread. Toronto 1-3 straight up, 3-1 against the number. The Raptors did cover in their last 3 straight. Covers against the likes of Denver, Minnesota, and Philadelphia. They're also 7-2 straight up in their last 9 meetings with Charlotte. So if you're into historical trends, once again, you certainly want to think about that one there. These guys are one of the better rebounding teams in the game. They're currently in the top 10 in offensive boards per contest. They're also grabbing more defensive rebounds per game than any other team except for one. Jakob Poeltl snags 11.8 boards per contest, a dozen points a game on offense. And speaking of offensive production, Ochai Agbaji is averaging a dozen points per game as well. Of course, they're facing a Charlotte club on the other side who lost their last 2 straight. 120 points a game they allowed on average in those 2 losses. And when it comes to offensive production, the Hornets are making only 42% of their field goals. Now, injury-wise, Jeffries, Williams, and Miller are out. Green's day-to-day. Meanwhile, for Toronto, Barnes, Olynyk, and Brown are out for them. Quickly's day-to-day. Give me Toronto +7. All right, next contest could potentially be a good one. Celtics, Pacers, 7 o'clock East. Boston's -7, totals 234. Half a point move toward Boston, open 6.5. These Celtics are 4-0 straight up, 3-1 against the point spread. Indy 1-3 straight up, 2-2 against the number. And unfortunately, folks, I have no free pick available for you for this game. All right, next matchup, Hawks, Wizards, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Atlanta's -4.5, totals 234 and a hook. 1 point move toward Atlanta in this one, open 3.5. The Hawks are 2-2 straight up, 0-4 against the point spread. Washington 1-2 straight up, 1-2 against the number. The Wizards have played some terrible defense up until this point. They're allowing a league worst 125 points a game. And no real surprise here, they're also allowing their opponents to make over 40% of their three-pointers against them. That's also a league worst. And they're facing an Atlanta squad who has little problems getting to the foul line. These guys lead the league in free throws made per game. Trae Young averages 26.5 points a game, second in the league in assists. And Jalen Johnson averages 9.5 boards per contest. Now, total-wise, both teams haven't been overly crisp shooting the basketball. I do think this one can stay under the line. Give me Atlanta -4.5, under 234 and a hook. All right, next game, Knicks Heat, 7:30 p.m. East. New York's -2, totals 214. Half a point move toward the Knicks, open 1.5. New York's 1-2 straight up, 1-2 against the point spread. Miami 2-1 straight up, 1-2 against the number. 6 out of these teams' last 9 meetings did get over the total. Miami also saw an over in their opener against Orlando. And as far as the Knicks are concerned on the other side, their opener against Boston got over the total themselves. Now, injury-wise, Josh Hart's questionable. Achua and Robinson are still out. Meanwhile, for the Heat, Kevin Love's still inactive. Give me the over 214. Next game, Magic Bulls, 8 o'clock East. Orlando's 4.5, totals 226. Magic 3-1 straight up, 2-2 against the point spread. Chicago 2-2 straight up, 2-2 against the number. The Bulls could be in trouble on the defensive end of the court. These guys give up 121 points a game, and they're actually allowing more field goals per contest than any other team. And unfortunately for them, the Magic's shooting a lot of three balls. These guys are making 16 three-pointers a game. They're in the top 5 in that category. Wagner and Suggs, they're making over 44% of their long balls. Paolo Banchero's the club leader in scoring. Now, injury-wise, Batazzi and Isaac are questionable for the Magic. Smith is day-to-day for the Bulls. Ball is out. Give me Orlando -4.5. Next game, Nets, Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern start. Memphis is -11.5, totals 225 and a hook. 1 point fade of the Grizzlies in this one, open 12.5. Memphis 2-2 straight up, 1-3 against the point spread. Brooklyn 1-3 straight up, 3-1 against the number. And when it comes to defensive play, the Nets are giving up 121 points a game. They're in the bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Now, they're also fouling a lot on D. They're they're second worst in the league in free throws allowed per game. They're facing a Memphis squad who scored 123 points or more in 3 out of their last 4. They're currently 4th in the NBA in points per game. Desmond Bane drills 40% of his 3 balls, 21 points a night. And John Morant scores over 20.5 points per contest himself. Now, injury-wise, Edey and Concher are day-to-day. Kennard, Williams, and Jackson are out. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, big surprise here. Ben Simmons is questionable. What a loser. Watford and Bogey are also day-to-day. Sharp is still out. The Nets saw 3 out of their last 4 get over the total. The Grizzlies on the other side saw all of their games this season get over the total themselves. Give me Memphis -11.5, over 225 and a hook. Next game, Spurs, Thunder, 9:30 p.m. East. OKC's -14, totals 220. half a point move toward Oklahoma City. They opened 13.5. OKC 3-0 straight up, perfect against the point spread. San Antonio 1-2 straight up, 1-2 against the number. But despite the Spurs' struggles, I do think they can cover this rather large number. They're third in the league in defensive field goal percentage. They're actually holding their opponents to just 41% shooting from the field. Victor Wembanyama leads the roster in blocks and rebounds. Chris Paul and Zach Collins, they have a handful of steals between the both of them. And they're facing an OKC team who's shooting terribly from long range. OKC is making just 27% of their three-pointers. They're also in the bottom 3 in free throws made per game. Now, injury-wise, Williams and Hartenstein are out for OKC. Jones and Vassell inactive for the Spurs. When it comes to the total, OKC saw 2 out of their last 3 stay under the total. Unders against the likes of Chicago and Denver. The Spurs also saw their last 2 straight stay under the line. Give me San Antonio plus 14, under 220. Next game, Pelicans-Warriors, 10 o'clock East. Golden State's -3, totals 219.5. Half a point move toward the Warriors in this one. Open 2.5. Golden State's 3-1 straight up, 3-1 against the point spread. New Orleans 2-2 straight up, 1-3 against the number. 5 out of these teams' last 10 head-to-head. 5 out of these teams' last 8 head-to-head gatherings fell under the number. New Orleans also saw their opener against Portland stay under the total. Golden State saw 2 out of their last 3 stay under the line. Give me the under 219.5. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the video. Blazers-Clippers, 10:30 p.m. East. The Clippers are -7.5, totals 213. The Clippers are 2-1 straight up, perfect against the point spread. Portland 1-3 straight up, 2-2 against the number. When it comes to offensive production, the Blazers have scored just 104 points or less in 3 out of their last 4 games. Of course, as a team, they're shooting just 42% from the field. That puts them 25th in the league in that category. They're facing a Clipper team who plays some tough defense themselves. They're 4th in the league in field goals allowed per game. They're also 6th in points allowed. Chris Dunn leads the team in steals. Ivica Zubac leads the league in rebounds. When it comes to the injury report, Tucker, Bamba, and Leonard are out for the Clippers. Meanwhile, for Portland, Williams, Sharp, and Thibault are inactive. Total-wise, 2 out of the Blazers' last 3 games did fall under the total. The Clippers' last 2 straight also fell under. Give me the Clippers -7.5, under 213. And with that, folks, now it is time for our quick pick recap. Give me the 76ers -3.5, over 216. I like the over 224 in the Lakers-Cavaliers game. I'm 3-0. My last 3 daily best plays on my premium page. Toronto +7, getting the job done against the number. I have no free pick available for you in the Celtics-Pacers game. Atlanta Hawks -4.5, under 234 and a hook. Give me the over 214 in the Knicks Heat game. Orlando -4.5, getting the job done against the number. Memphis -11.5, over 225 and a hook. Spurs +14, under 220. I like the under 219.5 in the Pelicans-Warriors game. Give me the Clippers -7.5, under 213. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. They're going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And pretty much every day during that time frame, I produce an exclusive Gold Club video as well. We miss it every once in a while, but pretty much for the most part, I produce a Gold Club video breaking down each and every one of those selections, so you get access to that as well. I don't want to say 100% you get it every single day, because every once in a while there's an earlier game, or in the NFL, those 9:30 games in the morning, really, it was tough to produce videos overnight. But you get it most days. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site.